All right, we can go ahead and get started. Thank you for those who came back in for our conference wrap-up and our annual board business meeting. Slide. I probably should have announced before we took that brief break are the winners of our student competition. So we had the graduate and undergraduate competitions going on. For the undergraduates, our first place and a $1,000 scholarship will be going to Ethan Smith of Minnesota State University, Mankato. Second place is Tommy Goodall from University of St. Thomas. Third place, Audrey Hike from University of Minnesota, Twin Cities. And our honorable mention goes to Emily Locking of Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College. For our graduate category, our first place is going to Benjamin Vonkorf from Minnesota State University, Mankato. Second place, Patrick Holland. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. From St. Cloud State University. And our honorable mention is Daniel Hammelinen from St. Mary's University. Sorry if I butchered either of those names, but congratulations and a round of applause to all of those who participated in our student scholarship competitions. Next, I would like to give a huge thank you to our conference planning committee. I hope I have everybody's name on here. If I missed you, I'm sorry. There were a lot of emails to go through to make sure I got everybody's name on here. This year we had an in-person conference pretty much planned, and we're getting ready to go. And come August and September, as we had to make that change, everybody stepped up to the plate, and we were able to get us into this virtual platform that I think has gone fairly well for everybody. Things have worked smoothly in just like a 2-month time span. I know there's been lots of extra work that everybody's been doing, late night emails, research into these different virtual platforms. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So again, a huge round of applause for all of you. And I just have kind of a really brief wrap up of how things went. We ended up getting 175 attendees. Was the last number that I got. Honestly, that's a lot more than I thought were going to be attending, especially in such a short turnaround to our virtual class. Oh. Somebody else is unmuted here too. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, I'm surprised we got this many people here with just that short turnaround for registration in this virtual platform. We had 80 different presentations in these last 3 days. Plus, I believe we had 16 workshops that were taught on Monday and Tuesday. Again, very, very pleasantly surprised that we had such great participation in a virtual platform. And I'd also like to give a thank you to our exhibitors. We had 11 different vendor exhibitors that were in our Remo exhibit hall. I know I got to talk to most of you, if not all of you, I think. And thank you for participating, helping us out, and hopefully making some great connections this week. And lastly, I would just like to leave you with a happy Halloween weekend. It was very foggy out here this morning in Bemidji, so I went and snapped a picture outside. It seemed appropriate for the holiday. Hope you have a happy and safe Halloween weekend. And I'm going to hand this off to Michelle to start our business meeting.
So welcome everyone to the 2021 annual business meeting for the Minnesota GIS LAS Consortium. This is our actually second virtual annual business meeting. Last year we also had one. While we're going today, if you have any questions, please put them in the question box. And Katie and Hal both agreed to watch that for me, so that would be great. Just a reminder, our mission at GIS LAS is to develop and support the GIS professional in Minnesota for the benefit of our state and its citizens. So now I'll call the annual business meeting of the Minnesota GIS LAS Consortium to order. We have the annual business meeting because according to our bylaws, it requires us to hold a meeting for our members. It also helps us maintain our nonprofit 501c3 status with the state and the IRS. At any point, if you are interested in our financial records, you can request them and request them from one of the board members. And these, oh wow, sorry about that. Here is our 2021 Board of Directors. I want to thank everyone for all their hard work this year. It's been another crazy year with COVID, and I think we've only had one in-person meeting so far this year, and there were about 3 of us in the room. So I want to thank you, and thank you for joining remotely and for all the work you've done this year. Some of the accomplishments for 2021 that I wanted to mention are this year we made the Professional Development Committee a permanent committee. It was an ad hoc committee in the past, and they have done some amazing work for us. This is just a short list of some of the things they've done. They've done quite a bit. They've done mentorship programming and resume reviews, professional development booth at the conference, careers in GIS panel discussion, a job board. They created the Young Professional Award. They created the Member Spotlight, which you can find on the website and on social media. And they've done a lot of networking this year. Because of COVID over this year and last year, we've increased our social media presence. This year we've ramped up Instagram and also used Meetup for a lot of networking events. We also sponsored the Southeast Minnesota Users Group event grant. This year we did hold spring workshops in person. And we had our Educator Day, which was virtual a couple weeks ago. And I want to thank the K-12 group for that. It was great. We had 50 attendees and 28 of them were new to Educator Day, so that's great. This year we had a second joint meeting with MAX and MSPS. So that was good to connect the different organizations. And this year we worked on setting up a financial account to processes to use the Schwab Education Investment Account for K-12 and higher education committee expenses. So over the years, we've been collecting money to use for education, and now we've got a plan moving forward to use some of this money for education. So thank you to everyone who helped with that. And then finally, we had our first virtual conference. So thank you, conference committee, Steph, Katie, David, and everyone else. Thank you, Katie, for stepping in when Steph couldn't help us this week. So, and then to Ewald for all their help to make this work. So moving forward, we will be holding elections for our board for next year pretty soon. Nominations are currently open. If you look on our website, you can find the nominations there. This year, we will be looking for nominations for the consortium chair-elect, the secretary, conference chair-elect, local government, higher education, and the at-large representative. So if you can think of anyone that you would like to nominate, please go out to our website and do so. Nominations will be taken through November 19th. Another way you can help with the GISLIS consortium is by volunteering on committees. We have several committees that you can volunteer on. Communication, equity advocates, fall conference, higher education, K-12 education, professional development, spring workshops, and website committee. If you're interested in helping us with any of these, please contact us and let us know, and we can get you in touch with the right person. And then another way you can give to the Minnesota GISLIS Consortium, as Katie has mentioned a couple times this week, this year we did not do any fundraising through mugs or raffle tickets or anything like that. So we did set up a Give Minnesota page with 2 campaigns, one for the education fund and one for general operations. As Katie has mentioned, this year and last year, because of COVID, we have had very little income. So we have started to use our reserve funds that previous boards were had the foresight to create for us, so that was great. But because we haven't collected funds for anything else and we haven't really had much income over the past 2 years, if you would like to help us out and donate, that would be greatly appreciated.
Michelle, mind if I interrupt on that?
Go ahead, Katie.
Campaign? Allison just put in the chat that we have almost $1,500 total that's been donated to that campaign. So thank you, members.
Yes, thank you. Awesome. Good job. And that will remain open. So if you decide you want to donate, go for it. Thank you. So looking forward next year, we are planning on in person. So hopefully we'll see you next year in Bemidji in October 12th to 14th. So the contract is signed. So we are ready to go for that. So if you are interested in volunteering and helping with this conference, please let us know. And with that, do we have any questions?
Well, we'll give folks a few minutes if they have questions to put them in the Q&A box. But nothing right now. Just lots and lots of comments. Thank you, members. I know I forgot to thank our student assistants for all of their help this week and our moderators. I know some of you, we asked very short notice, and thank you for filling in and making all of our sessions work smoothly.
Yeah, I have to say that the workshops and sessions I attended, the moderators and the presenters all did a great job. So thank you, everyone.
All right. And we do have a comment in there that we want to thank you, Michelle, for your great leadership this year.
Well, thank you. Any questions?
We do have a question. Do you think it'll be worth it to do the conference virtually again, if necessary?
If necessary. I don't know. What do you think, Katie? I think it's done well.
If necessary.
Yeah.
Really, really hope it's not necessary. But we have done it once. I think if we needed to, some tips and tricks, and it could probably run even smoother if we had to do it again. So,
right. I think we've learned a lot, right, Katie?
mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I think in the future, people are looking forward to being able to network and talk to everybody in person. So
Yes, answering
that
lots of
can happen.
emails between talks has been challenging.
Yes, yes.
Another mention that GIS Day is November 17th, so mark your calendars for that and all of those activities.
Okay.
We have a link in the chat for the University of Minnesota's GIS Day event. We do have another question to maybe send out a poll to consortium members about whether they prefer the virtual environment or an in-person or maybe even a hybrid. So maybe we can attach that on our post-conference survey.
Yeah.
I think I missed one more image.
She's smiling.
They all came in kind of in a rush. Oh, there's also a link to the post-GIS Day. And then another question about the recordings. We actually weren't planning on doing the recordings, but it's part of the webinar, the Zoom webinar setup. So we will be discussing if, when, / how we'll be sharing the content at our next board meeting next week. So we will be getting back to you on that fairly soon.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of requests for the videos, especially the
yes, we have seen those. Okay, anything else? Okay, well, if that's it, I think typically we take motions to end for the meeting.
Well, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
I'll second that motion. This is Hal.
There we go. Okay. Okay, with that, we have adjourned, and thank you, everyone.